Today I want to talk to you about the Mount Coast H1. I've worn them for over 50k on the trails here in the Alps and Annecy, and I have a lot of good things to say about them, a few improvements that I think they need to make, and I'm going to break down all of these after I talk to you a little bit about the features of the shoe and the specifications, so you have an idea of what we're dealing with if you haven't heard of them before. So underneath the shoe you've got 35mm of cushioning in the rear foot, 29 in the forefoot, giving you a 6mm drop. Now they come in at 242 grams in a size 9 men's US, so that's an incredibly light shoe. Has CircleCELL in the midsole, and that's been really fun, really bouncy to run in. And underneath the shoe we have VersaGrip rubber with 1.9mm lugs. On top of the shoe you've got TUNEDFIT lacing system with a quick lace system on the bottom and a traditional lacing system on the top. Some good and bad bits about this which I want to talk to you about. And we've got a toe bumper along the front of the shoe. The fit is a true to size and length, and we've got a little bit of flexibility at the back of the heel. So let's talk about the good things about this shoe. First of all, when you step into it, it's actually really comfortable. It's got a really good bounce to it. When you take it on the road, it actually feels like a road running shoe. So I was really surprised at that, and I think that's partly got to do with the 1.9mm lugs, so you don't feel any of that impact. The CircleCELL foam is really good at absorbing vibration, so when you hit the ground it's a very smooth transition, and that was partly got to do with the geometry of the shoe. So you can see we've got a really good heel bevel at the back of the shoe, which makes running on a flatter surface, so whether that's forest paths, gravel, really smooth. So you quickly move from the front to the back of the shoe, and you've gotten a very aggressive forefoot rocker. The good side of that is that it transitions you really quickly when you go to push off, so really nice spring to it. However, there are some downsides to that which I'll touch on in the next section. But moving on from the good things, well, I really like the grip on gravel, so even though the lugs were quite short, I had no slippage whatsoever. I ran on some muddy paths after some fresh rain, no real issue with this. Obviously when you get into deeper mud or more technical terrain, it struggles a little bit, but you know, this is really not designed for this. It's a road to trail shoe that can be used on gravel and some lighter mud. Then on top of the shoe it was a really breathable upper, really enjoyed that, and you've got a really nice lacing system in terms of being able to lock it down in the midfoot. So if you're someone with a broader midfoot or a history of motor neuroma or issues around the ball of the foot, you can allow lots of space in here, and then you can get a really nice lockdown on top. Now going downhill, changing directions, I had a really good lockdown. So the other good thing about the shoes, I must say, it was one of the most fun road trail shoes that I've run in this year. A lot of the time you get a really densely packed midsole, so it's not as bouncy. There's a lot more focus on protection, whereas in this shoe it's all about the snap to it, quickly getting you from the back to the front of it. So I must say it was one of the most fun shoes that I've run in so far this year. Now there are some downsides. The fit is very narrow in the toe box, so that means that it just tapers a little bit too early. If you have a broader foot, it's not ideal. And then the second downside is I really would have liked 3mm lugs on this shoe. It would have made it a little bit more versatile, it would have given me a little bit more options on the trails, and I wouldn't be as worried about using it on those wet days. Whereas in fact, most of the time if I see that it's a little bit wet outside and I'm going to wear these, I tend to stick to the roads and the gravel rather than going onto the trails. One thing that I've really noticed about this shoe is once it broke in after about 5k, that bounce and snap hasn't disappeared so far. I'm really enjoying it. It's just a shame that it's not as wide as I might like it to be in the toe box. But ultimately, it's a thumbs up for me for the Mount Coast H1. I think it's a little bit steep on the price point, but really you're getting terrific value for your money. If you tried them, let me know in the comment section below what are your thoughts on them. And if you're new to the channel and haven't subscribed, please do, as it makes a massive difference to us. Thank you very much for watching.